Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, it's official. The Obama administration has finally put Susan Rice into a powerful national security advisor position, or at least they're hoping she'll be confirmed. In a big shakeup in the White House, no, it's not Eric Holder. He's still holding on. Help me hold on to what we have. I know the IRS was wrong, but Benghazi's not that bad. I'm still pursuing the reporters at Fox News. I know you are blue. Help Eric Holder hold on. I'm sorry. I just felt this urge. But here's the thing. Get some coffee. Calm down. In a big shakeup of the president's inner circle and a big thumb in the eye of the Senate Republicans. Let's see if I can do it right. Big thumb. Big thumb. Okay. National Security Advisor Tom Donilon is resigning his post. And it's going to be Susan Rice. The New York Times reports that Barack Obama will announce the change to his foreign policy team on Wednesday afternoon. Just 2 days. That's today, isn't it? Yeah, that's today. That's June the 5th, 2013. Just 2 days before he meets with the president of China in California. Now, Susan Rice, the current U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, had been the president's pick to be the Secretary of State. But of course, when the Benghazi thing happened, and we understand now that the Benghazi report was changed 12 times before it finally was being, Susan Rice was sent out on 5 Sunday morning talk shows to tell everybody, tell the world, that it was a YouTube video that caused the spontaneous combustion, if you will, of the Benghazi consulate, costing UN Ambassador to Libya, Stephen Christopher, his life, and 3 other diplomats. Well, we found out later that was absolutely a bold-faced, was wrong information, and whether she knew that or didn't know that, we don't know. But Senate Democrats were so upset that they flat out said, don't even think about nominating her for Secretary of State. So John Kerry got the nod, and so the next best position would be the National Security Advisor. Now that would put over top the all national security, which is quite unbelievably a powerful position. Well, anyway, however, her new job puts her in position arguably more influential, giving her the president's ear on almost daily basis and advising him on issues that go beyond just diplomacy. What makes the appointment even more satisfying for her is that the National Security Advisor does not require Senate approval. Oh, I'm sorry. I said it did. What? Oh, so she doesn't have to worry about getting shot down or having her record analyzed. She is going to be the National Security Advisor for Tom Donilon, who resigned today. All right. Big shakeup in the Obama administration's cabinet. No, Eric Holder is still holding on. And instead of Obama cleaning up the crony appearance of the White House with people like Valerie Jarrett and Eric Holder, he's adding to the crony list by bringing in Susan Rice now right into the West Wing. But anyway, let's pray for the President of the United States. Maybe it's a good move. No, I take that back. Let's just pray for the President of the United States. It was not a good move. And does that mean anything on all these other scandals are ever going to be dealt with? You know, I'm not standing up for Republicans or Democrats because there's enough garbage and filth and sin and the corruption and abominations to go around up there in Washington. But you would think you would at least attempt to clean up the mess. But instead, we're piling on to an already cluttered administration. There's some more information coming to us. South Korea has just given a report. They find no GM wheat in the Oregon imports. South Korea said Wednesday, today, June the 5th, 2013, that it has not detected any genetically modified wheat in tests so far on imports of grain and flour from the state of Oregon, but plans wider tests to cover all U.S. shipments. The country, which imports about 2.5 million tons of U.S. wheat a year, has been expected to announce final test results today. The delay could drag out a suspension of imports by the Korean government, stoking further market uncertainties after somehow a rogue strain of a crop of the genetically modified Monsanto wheat got into one of the fields in Oregon. Now, already most of the American wheat in the heartland America has already been genetically modified and controlled by Monsanto, and thus, let me just say this. I've done research on this, and in my book coming out, Jerusalem Jihad, one thing we know for sure, that genetically modified corn and now wheat, the bugs don't want anything to do with it. The pesticides, the insects that would normally want to eat some of that don't want to touch it. I've always, I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man living here in the cornfields of Indiana. I always ask myself a question. If the bugs don't want to eat it, should we? I mean, I bought some chicken from, I bought some chicken and it was fresh. It was dated that day. And I fried it up and there was just something that didn't smell right. I don't know what it was. And my little dog always sits around there close, so I actually cut some of the chicken breast off of it and put it on a little plate and set it on the floor for my little dog Sugar, who always loves chicken. She loves meat. She loves beef and chicken. She loves. She walked over to it and went, and looked at me. I'm like, what? Go ahead. Then one of those. I said to myself, if that dog won't eat that chicken, I don't think I want to put it in my mouth. And I don't know what was wrong with it. I have no idea what was wrong with it. I don't know. Some of you, maybe, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Leave your comments below. I'm not an expert. I'm not a scientist, but maybe you can give us some feedback on the down below on GMOs and genetically modified seed that seems to be happening around the world. Now, Monsanto actually created the genetically modified wheat 10 years ago, and Korea will not buy it. I can tell you right now, when I was in Israel, Israel won't either. All the seed in Israel, they produce themselves, and they replant their own seed. And it's tremendously blessed, I can tell you that right now. Their vegetables just tasted so good. The flavor just jumps off the plate. Of course, the fish is very fresh. It's from the Sea of Galilee or from the Mediterranean. But all of their vegetables and their fruit, are you serious? Joppa oranges? Joppa oranges look like grapefruits, and it's the most, it's sweet. It's just so good. The orange juice is unreal. The strawberries are huge out of Nazareth. And I saw a cabbage head that was bigger than, I'm not kidding you, I could not put my arms away around it. I looked at it and said, is that a cabbage head? I mean, that thing was bigger than a bushel basket. But that, no wonder the Bible said that the land would flow with milk and honey, and that when the spies that went into Canaan land, went into Israel, saw men carrying grapes from the vineyards. It took 2 men to carry them on a pole. They were so big and so flourishing and so wonderful. So we have messed up the ecosystem. We've messed up the food chain. We've messed a lot of things up in these last days. No wonder Jesus said, there'll be tares growing among the wheats. I know he was referring to hypocrites among the Christian population, but I think actually genetically modified tares are growing right in the wheat. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. Susan Rice is going to be your new National Security Advisor. You should feel safer now. You should feel safer.